Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom. Let's discuss about the spiral galaxy, the design of the Divyank ratio, and 10 suns of spiral galaxy. My opening statement. Whenever in doubt, I watch cosmos. Why? I see an omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, perfect divine design of nature in the universe. An amazing 10 suns of the spiral galaxy are examples. This is where modern science has helped me to understand spirituality much better. In the process, there is a statement in the picture down, Aham Brahmasmi. We human beings are the identical representational macrocosmic universe. The day we realize that human beings are as perfect as the divine nature, only then we evolve to a perfect human being. Till such time, we are like any other being in the universe. And similarly, another statement, Tat Tvam Si, means divine nature and every object of the universe is identical. Anything which is perfect has to be exactly same thing, and that is what Divyank is and all about. Everything else is imperfect, and we want only the perfect knowledge for the entire universe, for education from school, college, university to all the research and the publication, so that we have a uniform knowledge of the perfect first. Unless until we understand the perfect, we will never be able to see the imperfection. So the emphasis of Akhand Vidyashram is only to talk of the perfect model, the divine design of nature with Divyank, without any difficulty or fault or otherwise, and that is the impeccable wisdom. Now, as I told you, the Pindandam Brahmandam Ekam is a statement which was written long back, and I go by that. Human body is not made of 7 chakras, it is 10.3441 chakras. Similarly, solar system is made of 10 heavenly bodies, not 7 alone. Similarly, spiral galaxy is made of 10 suns, not 7 suns, not 11 suns, and not even 9 suns. And this is a consistent model which has made me realize the ancient sages who were Brahmins, they knew the universe very well, and they explained the same thing in Vedas and Upanishads with same precision which I am trying to talk about it today. Now comes the greatest statement once again, Tattvamasi. It is a statement from Chandogya Upanishad, not from Ved. And it is said by almost everybody, I am like God. Does it make sense? To me, it does not. My experience concepts are very different. Everything, Tvam, is like Asi. This is like divine nature. So if everything is divine nature, is consistent, perfect, then I do believe there should be a divine mathematics which is represents the same truth very clearly. This particular thing made me, everything is identical, there should be divine mathematics we should look for. And I am glad searching for the divine design of nature for the first time. Based on the information Ved, Upanishads and other scriptures, I realized it was Divyank in 2015, and from that I've been seeing the application of Divyank everywhere, and I'm glad that is the perfect and nobody can find fault with that. Now comes to the question of divine mathematics. I do know very well language of arts is mathematics, language of science is mathematics, and everything in the world is only for mathematics, and divine mathematics can resolve everything because everything centers only on mathematics. Once you understand the mathematics, it is applicable to all the 64 arts and sciences. And I mean every subject, not philosophy alone, not science alone, not mathematics alone, not physics, chemistry, biology and medical sciences. Even the concept of finance and other things follows the same pattern if it is perfectly done. And this particular picture talks about different aspects of the nature, from mineral kingdom to the plant kingdom to the animal kingdom to the human being to the macrocosmic universe as such, designed with Divyank alone. And that is what I am talking about in this particular concept very clearly. Now comes the question of Akhand Vidyashram says, that mixed Fibonacci sequence is the order of the thing which starts from 0, then 1, then 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 88, 9 and 144. It goes on the same thing. And that is the design you can see in the picture which I have shown. This is picture you can see, and same pattern you can see in Fibonacci sequence, which I would call it Anant or Indian system. Now come to the question of Fibonacci sequence. I have told you the same thing was not recognized by Fibonacci, but it was recognized by Pingala in Bharat in 450 BC, and he called it Misraucha. The two numbers are mixed. Biravankar 700 BD AD called it variation the two earlier meters, and that was it. But for the world today is Leonardo of Vinci, we call Fibonacci, explained it in 1202 AD in his book. The real beauty of the hidden mathematics is, which comes out is 1.618, and this is a picture of sunflower showing the same structure, the way spirals are going around. And when I say spiral galaxy, is the same spiral there, everything moving in waves, and that wave which is done is from mineral kingdom to the plant kingdom to the animal kingdom to the universal consciousness, continues to be the same. That's it. Now that particular sequence I have shown this once again, same number, but what is beauty is with 10th and 11th sequence, 89 by 55 is 1.618 itself, and that shows this is the most precise number which the world says, which comes from the plant kingdom primarily. And the second universal example of the whole concept is the divine proportion of the golden ratio, and you can see the same picture there and phi on that side. But this is the second attempt by mathematicians to see something mentally from their own being itself. First was solely observation, nothing mentally at all. Fibonacci sequence, mission, Misraucha, etc. When come to this particular thing and the observation of length and breadth, they calculated the golden ratio, and they said when a line is divided by two parts, the longer part divided by the shorter part is equivalent to the full length divided by the longer side. This is a mathematical description given about golden ratio, and you can see the graphic representation is the rectangle as such. There is one square and one rectangle and total rectangle. If you say 1 is 100 into 100, second is this, and this is description given by mathematician, artists and architects, engineers, etc. in the world of the modern era. This is observation, and I think that is Fibonacci sequence to golden ratio. This is, but here is 1.618. Now comes to the question, another example which is given by the modern mathematicians, etc. Two quantities in golden ratio, if their ratio is the same as the ratio of the sum to the larger of the two quantities, the same concept, and the graphic presentation a plus b divided by a is equal to a by b is equal to 5 is equal to 1.618, and that is it. And graphic presentation is long side divided by the short time is equivalent to both sides divided by the long side is also 1.618. Now it's very clear in mathematically how things are moving step by step towards the perfection by and large. Now come to the question of golden ratio of the human mind. Though that was observation of nature without bringing human mind. Now human mind is coming to the picture to understand what could be the exact length and breadth as such, and this is where human mind has gone haywire. The golden ratio of the human mind, account man-made mathematical design, is 1 plus square of 5 divided by 2 is equivalent to 1.618033988749895, goes on infinite number of this is a gross deficiency and misconception. never ending infinite number of decimal digits are defective. It cannot be used. Can so many never ending digits can be applied in life and maths or physics or chemistry or research? No way. We must find the most appropriate decimal value. We must unfold the divine design of nature as such. I do believe 1.618 is too simple to be perfect mathematically, and 1.61803398887 etc. 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 is too long, and this is not precise, and I do believe precision should be a limited number of digits. And if somebody had as in done 1.6100, after 0 stopped, so 1 was 0, but I think that is too simple. Now comes the question of my concept. The third divine design of nature, as I know, is Divyank ratio, and Divyank ratio is 100 into 160 161.8034 only. I have already explained this, but in this the ratio of length and breadth is like this: 38.966% is the width and 61.80 is the length, and that's the length and breadth of the thing which I have spoken, which is equivalent to 100, and this makes things very, very clear. But when you go further into this to describe the things much better, I would say 61.8034 square of that is equal to 100 times the value of 38.196, and once that is understood, I think we are very clear that divine mathematics has to be consistent, comfortable otherwise, and once that is done, I think we are very clear in going and understand the concept clearly thereafter. And with this I would say the divine design of spiral galaxies, length and breadth is equivalent to 38.1966% and 61.8034% are 1 into 161.8034, and once that is understood clearly, I think we know the divine mathematics. How further it was disclosed by me to be the divine design of nature, which we will go and do later as we proceed, but I have done that before. Now up to this an extent, let us very clear. Now giving that picture to this, coming to this stage, I am not going to talk about that. I think as far as the length and breadth of the spiral galaxy of the macrocosmic which was created in the Brahmand is very clear. Once this is clear that it is 1 into 1.618034, I think we are very clear to the go. We will proceed with a distinct divine mathematics designed by nature, not by man made, confusing, misleading, never ending, is it? I think once that is done, I think we are very, very clear. Thank you very much.